Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today it's time for another exciting overnighter in the Eastern Woodlands, and we're using a basic kit, so stick around and see what we get accomplished. Alright, today I'm taking a different approach to survival, and I want to talk about a basic setup or basic loadout that's good for a longer term situation. And what I mean by that is, far too often I've noticed on YouTube that certain individuals preach and teach certain systems, certain EDCs, certain gear loadouts. They'll come out to the woods or in their backyard and they'll set up a tent or a tarp, different configurations, A-frame, lean-to, plow point. They'll light a fire, boil some water, cook a steak, or even drink a beer, and then pack up and they're good to go. Well, they never really show you all the items in their pack and how they work together. And where I'm going with this is the classic 72-hour scenario. Most people think in their mind that, well, I'll be rescued in 3 days. Someone will come here. Maybe if you left a good game plan, good to go. Possibly. But what if it stretches out to that 4th or 5th day, a week later? Now, my question is, having minimal food, if any, minimal water, if any, on that 4th or 5th day, are you strong enough and thinking correctly to sit down at a base camp and improve that base camp to eliminate convection or conduction? Have that hot air circulate around that, tarp and land on your body off of a reflector or a wind stop. Are you able to do all those things? Do you have everything in your pack to make those items, to make that gear, to make those shelter improvements? Maybe, maybe not. So I thought today, let's come out here with a basic setup, a basic gear loadout that I preach and teach. I'll pull the items out, just briefly show them to you. We won't go into detail. If you want to see detail, click on the card at the top of the screen. It'll take you to one of my several EDC loadouts, and you can learn what I carry and why I carry it. But let's go over here, find a decent shelter spot. Decent meaning it may slope a little bit. Nothing out here in reality is perfect. Let's find something decent, get our gear out, and see what's possible with a basic kit. Let's do it. Why? Because there's so many reasons it's good. Okay, so we're looking at these two trees right here. Like I said, the ground's not perfect. It's probably about as level as I can find. A slight slope on that end over there, but I think we can make it work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my pack. I'm actually going to hang it off one of these trees. We're going to go ahead and get this area cleaned up, and we're going to set up for our initial 3-day scenario, meaning a tarp shelter. And then from there, we're going to add our improvements. Alright, one of many things just got accomplished. Our pack is off the ground, it's going to stay dry. There's no chance in the forecast of rain tonight, so we're good to go. Now, taking a stick, all I do is break off some branches, and it kind of resembles a medieval, prehistoric rake. I'm going to go ahead and rake up all these dead leaves around here and clean this area out. That way, if I light a fire, there's no chance of it spreading anywhere, but also I can collect these leaves for something else. Now I take my 55-gallon drum liners that are 6 mil thickness and fill my bags and make improvised mattresses that will keep my body off the ground, eliminating that conduction, or when your body's in contact with something cold and it pulls that body heat off of you. That's called conduction. We're going to eliminate that right now. And using a couple pieces of Gorilla brand duct tape, seal this bad boy up, and we're one down, one to go. So taking our fast deployable ridgeline and a stick off the ground, we're going to go ahead and make our improvised marlin or marline spike hitch on this end over here. We have our bowline right here. We're going to pass it through and pull it tight, creating our improvised marlin or marline spike hitch, which is actually a quick release. On my opposite end, I'm going to go ahead and do my classic trucker's hitch. It gives me a quick release. It also gives me a mechanical advantage. If you don't know how to tie a trucker's hitch or the marline spike hitch on that end, I'll throw a card up, click on that card, it'll take you to one of my knot tying videos or shelter videos, and you can learn these knots step by step. Twist it, lay it down, pull it towards that tree, pass it through. Here's our mechanical advantage over a taut line hitch. The harder you pull it, the tighter your line's going to be. Go ahead and pinch, place over, and pull it through. Taking our grabber all-weather blanket, which is roughly 5 by 7. We're going to pass one end of our persix through that grommet. Then pull it tight. Smoothing it, baby. Now, is this perfect? Not by any means. But am I off the ground? Yeah. Could I actually open the bag up and actually put more leaves inside here? Of course I could. And tomorrow, once my body weight's compressed all these leaves and smashed half of them, that's most likely what I'll have to do. Shelter improvements. So, if this were a one-nighter, or say, an emergency situation, and I wanted to be off the ground, out of the rain, this would be good to go. But like we talked about, we're thinking longer term. That 4th or 5th day comes around. So we're going to go ahead and improve this shelter using the items inside of our kit. And what I'm thinking is, put a windscreen out there, windscreen here, nice long fire right there, we should be good to go. Now, one thing I see on YouTube with some individuals is that they want to build windscreens or windbreaks, and they do them this high off the ground. My opinion of a windbreak or windscreen needs to be waist high at a minimum. And a good indicator is the height of my shelter. right behind me is a windbreak. Any wind blowing this direction is going to be deflected off and around me. So why would I want some type of 1 foot windbreak over there? It's not going to do anything for me. So a windbreak also doubles as a reflector, and that's another issue. Some people put these tiny little 2 foot by 1 foot reflectors and go, it's reflecting the heat. It may reflect the heat in that one area, but if we're talking reflecting the heat, we want it waist high, the full length of my body, so that heat comes off that fire and rotates around me all night, keeping me warm. Otherwise, what's the point? Placing my reflector or my windscreen, all I'm going to do is take 1 full step. My fire is going to go right here, and behind it I want my reflector / windscreen or windbreak. All right, so far so good. Got a reflector / windscreen up. Looking good to go. Now the one thing I'm thinking about, I'm concerned about, is I'm gonna lay right here and pretty much the wind's blocked behind me, it's blocked in front of me, but it may come from this direction in the middle of the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and extend this windscreen reflector right across here, box myself in, exit that way, should be good to go. Okay, we're looking good to go. We're in the home stretch right now. We got walls A and B up. They're acting as my wind barrier, my fire reflector, and most importantly, a critter barrier. The one thing I'm working on right now is at my feet. I drove in 3 saplings, and what I'm doing is I'm stacking firewood against that. And I'll show you that in a minute. Now the theory behind this is, it's cold in the middle of the night, I wake up, my fire's died down, get on my swagman roll, all I gotta do, reach over, grab a couple logs, toss them inside that coal bed. Now, let's talk about the coal bed real quick. What I'm looking at doing is carving out or digging down an oval, a good 4.5 to 5 feet in length. And I want that a good 1 foot off my walls, so I don't catch the walls on fire. I'm gonna dig down about 6 inches, no more than a foot, and start lighting the fire inside there. I want a long fire. Most importantly, I want a long coal bed to keep me warm throughout the night. And like I already mentioned, all I gotta do, reach over, grab a couple logs, toss them on, be good to go. Now, since you're cutting firewood, if you want to sit there all night using your saw and wear yourself out and burn calories, that's up to you. An easier way is to find a tree, There's a nice V groove in it. All you gotta do, place your wood inside there to your desired length, snap it off. The ground is wet. There's mud mixed with clay inside here, so I'm going to go ahead and place these logs inside there, try and build my fire on top of that, give it time to dry out. I preach over and over and over again, possum mentality. Take advantage of those resources as you come across them, because where you're going, they might not be there. I'm looking around here, there's dry wood everywhere, bone dry. So I'm thinking pencil lead size, pencil, then thumb size. I'll grab a crap ton of that stuff, make a twig bundle, mix it with leaves, and I'm flicking that bick. All right, so check this out. I'm out there collecting sticks for a twig bundle. I look down and there's an actual bird's nest. It's pretty old, but it's dry and it's good to go. So I'll use this with my Bic lighter and light that fire. Easy peasy, no stress, no freaking out. This stuff's completely dry. Like I mentioned before, all I'm trying to do right now is establish a coal base. I don't want to think about putting anything on this size or larger until that thing is solid full of coals. And I've gone through all my thumb size sticks. The one rule of fire, once those flames are above the current fuel source, you can add some more. Before I stoke this thing back up and get my chili mac. Got my 48-ounce Pathfinder nesting cup. Outstanding. Pretty much we're good to go for the night. All we got to do now is just hunker down, add fuel to the fire, and stay warm. But one thing I want to talk about briefly, and I'll do an in-depth review on this later on, I'm actually testing this out tonight, is my bedding. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use this Swagman roll from Helicon. And the people that came up with this really sat down and thought about it. It's a poncho liner woobie with a hood that can turn into a shirt, a summer sleeping bag, an inner sleeping bag to beef up the temperature rating, a universal blanket, and even a hammock underquilt. So tonight we're going to take this out. It zips up into a sleeping bag. It's rated for 30 degrees. And I'm going to enjoy myself. Next order of business is rack ops. I think I'm about done on this side right here. I'm gonna roll over, cook the other side. Catch you in the morning. on deck 0720. Oh man. Still got coals. Look at that. Well, we survived the night. Another one for the books. Welcome back. First things first, this Swagman roll by Helicon is outstanding, and I'm guaranteeing you it's going to be a permanent addition to my kit. Now let's talk about this shelter right here. It did everything it was supposed to do. It kept the critters out, it blocked the wind, and most importantly, it circulated that heat or reflected that heat onto my body all night. I believe I got up 2 or 3 times, grabbed that wood by my feet, tossed it onto that coal bed, ignited it, I was good to go. Now the important takeaway from this is that you can see what is possible with a basic or minimum kit. Now all the gear you see in this video is available on my Amazon influencer page. I'll toss that link in the description box. Go ahead and check it out. Please do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button and then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun, and I'm going to catch you next time.